At last, the twisted heart of the world is laid bare. For sword or supplication.
I'm gonna go with sword. Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and having completed the penultimate mission to the Darkest Dungeon, we've found ourselves with a couple more empty seats on the roster. Who should we accept? Let's see. So, we get a Seeker Vestal, which could be helpful, though we have quite a few Vestals. Let's see. You know, a low-level antiquarian could actually be extremely useful.
She searches where others will not go, and sees what others will not see.
And I'll go with the experienced Arablast.
Shoot, bandage, and pillage. The dancing steps of war.
And I believe we should have, yeah, Cardinal is alive again, so we have another champion level Vestal in addition to an inexperienced Vestal. So, I think I'll bring the Crusader just because he's the most experienced of the people they're offering me.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
Let's treat the Vestal's syphilis. Let's just not ask how the Vestal managed to get syphilis. And what else can we spend gold on? Step 1. So Angsot is maxed out for equipment. Let's see about abilities. That's still equipment. I think I'd be able to tell the difference at this point. We'll upgrade Rallying Flare and Battlefield Bandage. The other thing is, Anne's got... Let's see. She has a number of quirks I'd like to lock in. So I think I'll do that, actually. None of these is that bad. But... I'll lock in balanced, because being moved is actually very bad for an Arablast. And as usual, let's see if the Nomad Wagon has anything particularly special. Not really this time. So, before we proceed, I have an idea of what team composition I want to use for the next Darkest Dungeon run. So, what new heroes do I need to obtain? So let's sort by class. And so where are my occultists? So is Boissel my only survivor? Oh no, so I have Rikivil, who is level 3, who is an occultist. I already have Cardinal, who is level 6, who is a Vestal. I also have Vilhardane and I have Vilhardane and Angsot, both of whom are Arablasts. Now let's see, I believe I only have, and I have a couple of bounty hunters, but they're all pretty low level. Alright. Well, let's go on a quest. And befitting the large number of novices that we have, let's go on a novice quest. Or an apprentice quest. So, let's trigger the All Saints Day event. Also, a Fortunate Armlet can be pretty helpful. So let's put Boneth in position 2. Evelyn in position 1. And let's put the new Arablast, Hatat, in position 3. Sort by level is what I want to sort by. And let's bring in Antiquarian, because frankly we're gonna need we're gonna need money. We got a lot of training we need to do. We need to do it quickly. Alright. Sort by class. The Arablast gets the Medic's Greaves. And then honestly, I'll give her the Fuseman's Matchstick. The Antiquarian has some of the best unique trinkets in the game, so she's easy to pick for. What do we even have? Let's see. With the wounding helmet and I'm torn between Wolf's Tassel and the Ancestor's Pen. I'll go with Wolf's Tassel. Actually, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go with the Ancestor's Pen. We aren't likely to encounter very many size 2 enemies in a novice mission or an apprentice mission in the crypt. We'll encounter some. And actually, wait, I have a better choice for him. He gets the Ancestor's Portrait. And you get the Flesh's Heart. And then I'll actually give him the Signet Ring for the extra protection. Alright. Make sure everybody has the abilities they should have. Yep, that looks good. Nervous Stab, Festering Vapors. Oh, now my heroes are flickering too. Okay, I can't really do a lot with the Antiquarian. There's no point in... I'm gonna trade the Candle of Life. I didn't realize that she doesn't have Fortifying Vapors, so I'll trade the Candle of Life for the Bag of Marbles. And I'm gonna trade Blind Fire for Sniper's Mark on our Arablast, and I'd say we're ready. Other than the fact that nobody has an ability that prevents nighttime ambushes. Oh, let's go gather some holy relics. Plenty of keys. Plenty of food. They're flickering more slowly, so you can more easily see what they actually look like. Grab a couple of shovels. Probably don't need that many shovels. Definitely want plenty of holy water, though. And I will not forget the torches. A little anti-venom and a few bandages. And we should be good. It's an apprentice mission. It shouldn't be that bad. Of course, having just tempted fate, it's now guaranteed to be that bad.
There is power in symbols. Collect the scattered scraps of faith and give comfort to the masses.
Okay, no luck on finding them so far. We have found maggots, though. Maggots and spiders. 4-legged maggots. Is it weird that that's the thing about the maggots that looks the most weird to me? The fact that they have 4 legs. Oh, 8 legs, actually. It's 4 on each side.
Executed with impunity.
And we already have our first antique. That's why we brought the Antiquarian. That's the thing. An Antiquarian can actually be a problem if they're too high level, because you really don't want to bring an Antiquarian with you on champion missions. It's better to bring an Antiquarian on easier missions, like these. And I just picked up the torch with the wrong character.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
I just need to keep the Antiquarian, selected so that I don't accidentally click on something while someone else is selected. Rush should take care of the rabble. Festering Vapors. And now for what we've been setting up for. And it managed to not work. Wonderful. Fortunately, Quarrel isn't doing very much. And Bump in the Night is doing even less.
Their formation is broken.
Yes, I just killed him with call drops.
The offensive.
Now you get a critical. And now we just have to deal with Bump in the Night. At least it managed to hit this time. Bump in the Night and Nervous Stab. Which ability is more useless?
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Honestly, I think Nervous Stab is actually the worst of the 2 abilities, since Bump in the Night at least has a secondary effect. Okay, we managed to find nothing. Well, sort of. We got a rare artifact. But, you know me, give me a situation, I'll find a way to complain about it.
The light, the promise of safety.
And without scouting, we're gonna have to explore this cul-de-sac down here.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Cold stone and cold skeletons.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
The stone and
We
bone
require
combo.
only the strength to follow it.
Ah, more courtiers. And yep, they're already going for Tempting Goblet, because of course they are. A collect bounty can't reach them. However,
Another abomination. Cleansed
sniper
from our
shot is
lands.
pretty likely to one-shot them without needing to, Sniper shot is pretty likely to one-shot them without them needing to be marked. And between Nervous Stab and... so we should be able to one-shot this one with Sniper Shot.
Be
Yep.
gone, fiend.
And between Nervous Stab and Crush, we can take out the other one. And also, Knife in the Dark is a lot easier to get hit with than Tempting Goblet. There's a little bit of healing in there. And let
Confidence
the Man-at-Arms
surges
take
as
care
the
of
enemy
this.
crumbles.
You know, the Man-at-Arms has racked up a surprisingly large number of kills this mission. He doesn't usually kill the enemy. First, we want the Antiquarian selected. And we open the display cabinet.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Is it just me, or does the minor antique look like a coaster? It's like a valuable antique coaster. Let's start by getting rid of the Bone Arablests because, well, they're the main threat. Can Crush one shot you? Probably not. However, Nervous Stab should be able to. Or not. That is one determined Bone Soldier.
Decimated.
The Arablest lacks his conviction, though. Alright. And Axe Blade was actually a fairly dangerous ability. To death. And Nervous Stab will definitely finish the job this
Continue the
time.
onslaught. Destroy.
And I repeat my question from earlier, where was that critical a turn ago? Well,
As the fiend
that's
falls,
the end of the Arablests. Now we just have to
hope
deal with the
blossoms.
Defender. Fortunately, when they're by themselves, Defenders aren't really that dangerous. Because even with reduced protection, it has high protection. And this allows the Arablest to just focus on battlefield bandage. Stun resistance is only 25%, which means I have a 95% chance to stun this guy. And there we go.
Destroyed. This expedition at least promises success.
Go into the heirloom chest for the key.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Alright, and scouting. Room battle with Curio, and just a Curio. So all of the quest locations are over the other way. This mission's gonna be long enough without going for that, and we're probably gonna run out of inventory space and start having to leave stuff behind. So we may as well go this way. It'll slightly cut into the profit margin because we may find antiques from these curios, but it isn't really worth it, considering how many antiques we're likely to find anyway just from enemies. Like so. They're surprised. Almost had it. Well, let's finish the job. Alright, mark for death on the Arablest. Even with mark for death, it isn't a guaranteed one-shot because this is such a low-level team. It's just a very likely one-shot. 11 to 12, so yeah, won't one-shot him. Crush won't take care of the rabble. Okay, Caltrops can reach this guy, but will only do 1 damage. Come hither won't really do enough to kill him either, but it'll at least pull him closer. Which means I can finish him off with a nervous stab. Like all antiquarians, she knows her way around a knife.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
And let's see if I can actually... Yep, I actually managed to kill the bone rabble with Come Hither.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious
Drop
killer.
the citrine for the gold. Whoa. Maybe I shouldn't have let the antiquarian disarm the trap.
In this place.
I figured she was good at handling delicate operations, what with, you know, working with antiques. I figured wrong. Couple. You know, I find whenever I go and explore mausoleums, it's very important to bring shovels. There's really no point in using Mark for Death because the Arablest has a pretty good chance of one-shotting the courtiers without them being marked. Vectoring Vapors plus Crush can probably take this guy out. Or just Crush by itself with a critical hit, that works too. And, yeah, decent chance of a one-shot. Let's see, okay team, let's see if we can finish this without anyone taking any damage. So collect bounty. Festering Fingers. And Rampart with its 95% chance that he's stunned. And there we go. He's blighted for 1 and has 1 hit point. I'm actually just going to use Mark for Death to burn out a turn. Because I want a chance to use Battlefield Advantage. And we get to finish this fight with more health and less stress than we had when the fight began. That is how we do it.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Hero contemplates mortality. And Thanatophobia, what's that do? Plus 20% stress if below 50% HP. That's not good. I mean, there are worse quirks to have, but that's pretty bad. Whoa.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Right. We also have yet to encounter any of the holy relics that we're actually here for. They're all clustered up on this side of the map, apparently. Because they want to make us work for our Resolve experience. And no more scouting. Like I said, they want to make us work for our Resolve experience. Oh, we found our first one.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
In a manner of speaking, I mean, getting All Saints Day can be pretty valuable. And there's our second reliquary, and I shouldn't have lit that torch because we're actually going to just use the firewood now.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable.
Fortunately,
Rats in a maze.
I don't have any camping skills that prevent ambush, so I'm just going to focus on Encourage to help with the Antiquarian's mental state, and then just focus on abilities that... Let's get the increased scouting chance. That could actually be helpful.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
So we only have one quest location left, and then we're done. We've already done that one, so we only need a little bit of scouting. And no luck. The one time scouting matters, and even with the elevated scouting chance, we still don't get scouting.
Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent.
You know, I was gonna say that doesn't really make sense for mechanical hazards to have intent, but let's be honest, after everything we've seen, that actually seems pretty probable. Alright, light the torch. Crush may one-shot the soldier.
Struck.
Everyone is apparently mad at me for doubting him and wants to prove that he can one-shot things. This is like the most... We have like a battle man-at-arms. He's not operating like a tank for this mission. He's just been killing things left and right. He's keeping pace with the bounty hunter and the Arablest in terms of number of kills. Sure, I haven't targeted enemies that are a bit more fragile, but still, Evelyn has racked up quite a kill count. Probably because he's tired of people making fun of his name. There we go. One more point of damage. Or 4. 4 works too.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Right. And I don't have a key for this one.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
And rare antique. I feel like since these are minor antiques, I would expect these to be major antiques. But apparently they're just rare antiques. Alright, still no scouting. But at this point, it's a straight shot to the end of the dungeon and we will have been basically everywhere. And the crate's empty. And apparently it wasn't like an antique crate or something. Like the antique sconces we keep finding. And here we are. Curio. Let's just... Yeah, there's nothing specifically good, so let's just grab this, drop the excess food, and get out of here. Let's not stay here any longer than we have to.
The Abbot will be grateful. The trappings of his faith have been restored.
That's good. We've put the Abbot through a lot over the course of this mission. I mean, we keep sending crazed people to him to, like, pray and flagellate and stuff, and he has to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't hurt themselves. Or at least don't hurt themselves too much in the case of the flagellating people. It's good that we can do something nice for him. We really have put him through a rough time. And Boneth is up to level 3. He can't gamble anymore. You know, known cheat is a lot better than fragile, and deadly is really good, even if it's only a 2% boost. Okay, Phyton's Phengophobia could be a problem, and Hotat's Light Sensitive is also a problem.
Take advantage of this faith-fueled charity. It will not last.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's not optimal because the only person who really needs stress treatment is the antiquarian. And the next thing I want to do is... Where'd I put him? Boneth. Let's see. He has a number of negative quirks that I'd like to get rid of, but I'm not sure whether I want to lock in Clutch Hitter or Deadly. I think I'm going to lock in Deadly. Now let's get rid of Mercurial. I don't really have the gold. Actually, I have the gold to get rid of Dacnomania, and that one can get me in a lot of trouble. Is that device entirely necessary? Evelyn doesn't have any quirks that are terribly important. However, let's upgrade his gear. And while we're at it, let's take a look at his abilities. Some of the standard upgrades. And... Wait, no, equipment is not what I want to upgrade. Skills are what I want to upgrade. So, it's actually pretty good, but I may as well have Bernier learn Caltrops. And let's upgrade the Vestal set for Lucy. And actually, while I'm at it, I forgot about this until a second ago. That's why I didn't do it earlier. But I have some skills I need to upgrade for Cardinal, because I'm going to need her for Because I'm going to need her for a specific mission later. You may begin to understand what my plan is for her when you notice the specific skills that I'm upgrading. Anyway, that really is all the gold I can afford to spend right now. So, let's go on another quest and continue training up the noobs. This will get us All Saints Day again. And... what disease do you have? The worries, increased stress. And you know what? I'm actually on board with that. Getting All Saints Day again could be helpful. Let's bring this team this time. That was not intended to rhyme. Unequip all trinkets. Sort my character class. This time I can afford for the Wrathful bandana. And still the Fuseman's matchstick. Our Vestal gets the usual combo of the Tome of Holy Healing and the Sacred Scroll. And Paralyzer's Crest and Swordsman's Crest for the... Actually, you know, the Crusader is a good candidate for the Ancestor's Pen. And the Bounty Hunter gets the Ancestor's Portrait and the Wounding Helmet. Okay. Now... again, nobody in this team has an ability that prevents nighttime ambushes, so we're just gonna have to live with that because I don't have the gold to. You know, I might actually have the gold to have one of them learn one. So, where's Linon? How much would it? Yeah, it would only cost 875 gold to learn Zealous Vigil. All right, that minor mistake fixed. Let's trade Pep Talk for Zealous Vigil, and. The Camouflage Cloak could actually be useful, and All Saints Day could be useful, but the main thing I'm after here is the Resolve experience. Handsome gold. Don't you flicker at me. On second thought, flicker as much as you want. I'm afraid to think about what you might start doing if you stop flickering. Three should be good. Plenty of keys. And torches. We're probably gonna get less loot since we don't have an antiquarian, but the antiquarian is busy praying her sins away, apparently.
There is power in symbols. Collect the scattered scraps of faith and give comfort to the masses.
Okay, this is a significantly more generous map layout, at least, so we have that going for us. Oh, the sack's contents are mine.
Finding the stuff is only the first
mine.
test. Now it must be carried home.
Yeah, just a few side rooms, but not much less of that spider web stuff we had to deal with before. Even without scouting, this one shouldn't be too bad. And we already found one. It's like...
a handsome reward for a task well performed.
It's like they noticed that I'm doing the same quest a second time, and it's like, just you again, really, just take it. Just take the relics and leave.
Back to the pit.
Okay, that's one. Judgment won't one shot without a critical, so I'm actually gonna go for Dazzling Light and just stun that one. However, both Collect Bounty and Smite should be able to one shot.
Another
like
one
so.
falls.
Crushed by justice. And crushed by
Another
Bolas.
abomination cleansed from our lands.
Ooh, Flashfire Gunpowder. That could be good for a highwayman. Also, let me just rearrange your skills a little bit. Trade Bulwark of Faith for Stunning Blow, and Battle Heal for Inspiring Cry, and Holy Lance for Zealous Accusation, because all of your skills are wrong. Alright. Still
the
only
cold
one
stone
quest
seems
location
bent
so
on
far, but it's a lot better than it
passage.
was last time. So it's possible they're just buttering me up to try to lull me into a false
Packs
sense of
laden with
security.
loot are often low on supplies.
Yes, but packs laden with supplies are often low on loot. Did you think of that, ancestor? Ooh, 25 gold. Which in this setting is, I'm guessing, like
the trap
bus
maker's
fare.
art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Ooh, this is a nice haul, though. And yeah, I'll just leave the citrine behind. Even if we don't find one of the quest locations, and we don't, this is still a worthwhile diversion because of that urn. Really earned us some good money. I'm not apologizing for that one. You can't make me. And skeletons! Guess the spiders weren't enough, so they decided to send real enemies after us. Okay, they can't. The skeleton can't be reached by collect bounty, but it can be reached by judgment.
Continue the onslaught.
That's the end of him.
Destroy them all.
That's the end of him. And I'm fairly certain that the Crusader will be able to take this guy out with Smite. Yes, 10 to 19 damage, so a guaranteed
Executed with
one-shot.
impunity.
Not just a possible one-shot, a guaranteed one-shot. And more skeletons. You know what? You know, it surprises me how much the crypt is full of skeletons. I figured the crypt would more be full of fish people, you know?
As the fiend falls,
What do you mean I'm weird?
a faint hope blossoms.
Alright, collect bounty. And smite.
Their formation is broken.
Every day is a good
Maintain
day to
the
smite
offensive.
evil. And I can actually afford
In
to drop the
Radiance,
excess
may we
torch.
find victory.
Goodness, you know, this mission has been pretty heavy on the loot, honestly. I wasn't expecting to get this good of a deal. Okay, it's a curio and 2 battles. It's not worth going that way.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Don't worry, it'll be spent pretty soon. You've seen how quickly money runs through this hamlet. And more scouting. Curio. Quest location, curio, room battle with treasure. We're not that worn out, but this is the point where we should... Actually, wait, I can make camp in the next room after the quest location. Because we are getting to the point where we should probably use up the...
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
We're at the point where we should probably use up the log just to clear out the inventory space. Crate is empty. Yeah, that could have been worse. Also could have been better. And one of the rare size 2 enemies that you can encounter in the crypt. I forgot to equip Mark for Death. Oh, I'm not entirely sure that I need it. Okay, that'll almost finish him off, and Smite should finish the job. Yep.
Their cursed
Okay, the
champion
bloodletter's gone at
falls.
least. Now we need to deal with the other guys. And our first instance of bleeding. And finish him can reach the cutthroat. Okay, sniper shot to 8 to 15, so it has a chance. Grab yourself a bandage. And
Press this advantage.
judgment on that guy.
Give them no quarter.
Okay, now we just need to deal with the cutthroat. Unfortunately, there's kind of a corpse in the way. Thing is, the Arbalest and the Vestal can pretty easily take this guy out without us needing to do anything else. We need to stall.
Obliterated. Remind yourself that overconfidence
Light up
is
the
a slow
firewood.
and insidious killer.
That's feast. Now we grab the gold and the citrine. And before I do anything else, to make sure I don't forget, let's do zealous vigil to prevent a nighttime ambush. May as well do planned takedown because there's not much reason not to. Let's pair that with 3-string crossbow. And sleep tight. It's not like you're surrounded by
The match
monsters.
is struck. A blazing star is born.
So let's trade flashbang for mark for death.
Wealth
honestly,
beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
the odds of us needing the antivenom are pretty close to nil. But this means that the last quest location is all the way in here. This is a call. I am prepared to accept it. Hero's history of sin is too much. So, at the opposite end of the map from where we started is the last quest location. Right. Let's try to prevent Bone Bulwark, whatever the name of that
As the
ability
light
is.
gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Get rid of the cultist witch because she tends to cause problems. And because it deals extra damage to humans, it still can't one-shot the brawler. However, Zealous Accusation is there to finish the
Surges as
job.
the enemy crumbles. Destroyed.
Wow, the Arblast is really on a roll today. Okay, 75% stun resist. I still have a pretty good chance of stunning the Bone Defender. Eh, it didn't work this time.
Decimated.
So the Crusader just decided to take care of it. I judge thee guilty.
This expedition at least promises success.
Alright. Nothing worth keeping, even with a key. And onward to the last reliquary. More heirlooms.
If
we don't
only
need.
treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly
And more
corruption.
skeletons we don't need. Unfortunately, the salesman was really pushy with us for the skeletons, so even
ground
though we don't
quakes.
need them, we're gonna have to take them anyway. One more.
Annihilated.
And may as well go for judgment. We would need a critical to kill, but I'm fine with that. Probably should have just healed the Crusader, but it's unlikely to make a difference. There we go.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
And last reliquary. Drop the bandages. And we've already pretty much been everywhere in this dungeon, so we may as well just get out of here.
The Abbot will be grateful. The trappings of his faith have been restored.
And I'm buttering him up because with the way things are going, we're going to need a lot of help from the guy. And 2 more mid-level heroes emerge. And so do 2 more diseases. And another mania, because those are always a problem. Gonna need to treat. I'm actually gonna need to treat that because I think that's one of the ones that makes him
Take
steal from
advantage
me.
of this faith-fueled charity. It will not last.
Unfortunately, this All Saints Day is even more unhelpful than the previous one because no one needs stress treatments. Well, I may as well treat the diseases though. Where'd the Arablest go? There she is. Oh, right, I forgot to confirm. And we still have 4 people who are resolve level, who are capable of taking on novice missions. So before I do anything else, how much can I afford to spare for Cardinal? I can upgrade 1 ability. Then I'm going to put some money into upgrading the people who are actually going to be going on our next mission. So Avik. Bernier. And let's see about abilities. Avik is good. Bernier could use some upgrades. And Phyton really needs to learn Fortifying Vapors. It may not be very good, but it's something. Okay, and that's really all the gold we can afford to spend without selling trinkets. Sacrificial Cauldron for the Occultist, plus 20% damage. Not bad. But not amazing either. So, Here, let's quick sort by, no, sort by level. That's what I want to do. Of course, the other thing is, I have a lot of trinkets I could potentially sell instead of just doing antiquarian missions. So, I'm gonna start by selling some of the trinkets that I'm not likely to use. So one of these. And I'm mainly just selling stuff that I haven't used in a really long time. Now let's upgrade some of Bonath's skills. And wait, I still want to be in the guild. The other thing is I need to I'm still retraining Cardinal because that's going to be a gradual process. Where is she? There she is. So good for now for her. And let's see if Bonath can be upgraded. Yes, he could. And now that actually is probably all the gold that we should spend for a little while. So, before we embark on another mission, I am going to quick get us a fresh recording file. I will be back in a moment.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Okay, I'm back, and it's time for another quest. What can we get? Stun Amulet is actually pretty good. The Immunity Mask, we already have one of those. Another Swordsman's Crest, but we already have a couple of those. Or alternatively, if we were to take on a medium mission, we could get the Commander's Orders. Or Hell's Hairpin. But the event, Lost and Found, would get us a free weapon upgrade. I think I'm going to go with this one. So, I'm going to drop these two for a second. Where is, Right, alright, bring Bonath, Evelyn, bring an Occultist, and who would be good in position 3? Actually, oh, Hatat is being treated for a disease, so yeah, I need to find someone else for position 3. Well, Corbière, pistol shot. Okay. Unequip all trinkets. I apologize for the throat clearing noise. Sort by character class restriction. For our Cultist, the Eldritch Killing Incense and the Ancestor's Scroll. For our Highwayman, let's give him the Flashfire Gunpowder and the Gunslinger's Buckle. For our Bounty Hunter, as all the ever-useful Wounding Helmet. And let's pair that with the Ancestor's Portrait. And for the Veteran Man-at-Arms, I don't want the Guardian's Shield, but the Rampart Shield and the flesh's heart. Alright, that should be good. Let us begin. Grab ourselves some food. The cove is somewhat barren of food, so we're going to need to bring plenty of our own. There are a couple of uses for anti-venom, but not a lot. Some uses for medicinal herbs. I think there are uses for holy water. And we always need keys, but we don't need that many. Alright, let us begin.
Recover these lost shipments of rarities, that we may prevent them from falling into even less scrupulous hands.
Okay, this is another map that doesn't really favor us all that much. Okay, opening up a Call of the Deep. That could be a problem. We have vulnerability hex here. And pistol shot needs a critical to kill the wide mouth. Let's just go Great Shot Blast because it can damage the shaman. Crush to at least get us started on getting rid of the wide mouth. I'll just let the ever-faithful bounty hunter take care of the thrall.
Annihilated.
With their old friend, the massive critical. Alright. Vulnerability hex on four. Probably unnecessary, but I'm going for it. And, yep, unnecessary. Grape Shot Blast did the job.
Them all.
However, yeah, actually, I gotta trade Demon's Pull for Sacrificial Stab. Otherwise, I like everybody's equipped abilities. And scouting. And we found a quest location already. That's good. Okay, the Brackish Tide Pool. Yeah, there aren't a lot of uses for anti-venom here, so I can just use that. Oh, it reduces stress. I thought it restored HP. Well, stress reduction is good too. And our first artifact. And our first cultists too. Crush would do 6 to 12. She has 18 hit points. Let's rampart the Bulwark to try to stop him from using Barnacle Barrier. Alright. Pistol Shot probably can't hit a guy in position 1, so let's just get rid of the Enchantress. Yep, Pistol Shot can't hit position 1. Hits position 3 perfectly fine, though. And now let's start preparing the Gladiator for death.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Okay, got a bit of stress, a bit of damage, and now we have a bit more stress, probably followed by a bit more damage. Oh, no, the bounty hunter gets to go next. Let's prevent him from using Rend for the Old Gods, shall we? Just barely not enough. And we're gonna need you to use Weird Reconstruction on the Man-at-Arms, but if Crush hits, it will do the job.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Once again, Evelyn continues to feed his kill count. He has high protection. Let's fix that. In fact, let's take that a bit farther. And take us home, Corbier. Actually, you probably can't. Even with a critical, you still can't. Well, again, Evelyn gets the kill.
Give them no quarter.
Also, I just realized I can't use sacrificial stab in that position. So, let's stick with Demon's Pull then. And grab our first Ancestor's Relic.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
If we're lucky, they'll all be in this row.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
If we're unlucky, only one of them will be in this area, and we'll run into the Collector. Though I don't know, the Collector guarantees us a trapezohedron, and this is a team that could handle the Collector pretty well. So I suppose.
The twisted
Speak of the devil.
Of the damned, piled high and cloaked in malice.
Speak of the devil. Okay, what's his stun resistance? 70%, so 50% chance that this stuns him. It does. Oh, but he's in position 1, so I can't hit him with pistol shot. In that case, let's renew the marking and reduce the dodge down to what it should be, which is 0. May as well continue getting some bleeding accumulated on it. It won't do a lot, but it will do something. And collect bounty. Damage 15 to 30. That's without a critical. Okay, now his stun resistance is 120%, so I may as well go for crush.
Singular strike.
Evelyn is determined to get the kill. He almost pulled it off, too. But the Collector would like to hide behind his minions. I don't feel like letting him do that. Get back here. And headache entirely on the wrong target. Actually, wait, no, that boosts his attack power. Never mind, that's exactly the right target.
Death
I was thinking of head
for the
rush.
slightest lapse in concentration.
And the enemy managed to get critical healing. They don't get that very often, but he managed it. Headhunt is bad. Thing is, the Collector is so close to done that I think I can just power through him and worry about healing in the next
As
fight.
the ghoulish collection scatters,
Yep, there we
the
go.
rats prepare to feast. Success so clearly.
I need to
revealed.
stop talking about the Collector
Or
when
is
he's
it
not around.
merely
I keep
a
summoning
trick
him,
of the light?
apparently. Ooh, that's surprising. Okay. I'm just gonna mark the wide mouth for death for now. And Bonnet manages to dodge the retaliatory seaward slash. Let's just do this for now so that Evelyn is in position to be able to use Rampart. And yep, you can still use pistol shot in position 4. Gonna take another shot to finish off the wide mouth, though. Okay, that's close enough to our original formation. Seabreeze is... he can't out-heal our damage. Especially when we get critical hits and kill enemies from full health. I'm just gonna see if I can Rampart this brawl. Alright. Now let's go with vulnerability next time as well, because I should be able to finish off the next round with a combination of pistol shot and collect bounty. Now the good news about the thralls is that they are very slow. And the good news about this one in particular is that it is very dead.
Maintain the offensive. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get any healing, and we did manage to take some damage, so... Okay, we're almost to the end of this, and we haven't found any more of the things we're looking for. I have to go back this way anyway, so I may as well leave that crate for then. Whoa!
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Okay, this entire end of the map is just a dead end. Oh, it's bound to happen sooner or later. This is just making up for how generous the last map layout was. They decided this time I have to have a real challenge. Okay, and commence backtracking. So it's not as bad as some of the long missions get with backtracking. You know, I'm actually kind of curious about the software that they use to randomly generate these maps. Like, I know they're procedurally generated, I'm just kind of curious like what the conditions are and how it does that. Like, what the rules are for what a map can look like. I just kind of wonder about these kinds of things. It's been a while since we got any scouting, and scouting or no, we found the objective, and we're displaced again. Okay, perfect. I can mark the cutthroat and then take him out with pistol shot. Gambling doesn't cause him to be moved. Well, I can't take him out with pistol shot anymore. May as well just wear it on the bone letter with it. Bone letter? An outlaw bone letter! He's like a blood letter, but with more calcium. Oh.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Unfortunately, the best answer I can come up with is stop, please. Oh.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Okay, get rid of the blood letter before he gets a chance to do anything. Or, that's the cutthroat. The blood letter is still active. Ooh, critical weird reconstruction. Now we're getting those real numbers. And accidental bleeding, too. Healing? Does that qualify as medical malpractice? Okay, I'm gonna go for crush. It won't kill, but it'll get close. Let's go with vulnerability next on the Fusilier. Oh, rushed shot moves. Mr. Fusilier, you just made a very large mistake. He retreated into the range of pistol shot.
Faint hope blossoms.
I love it when they do that.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Okay, let's light up the firewood.
Gathered close in tenuous
Beast.
firelight, an uneasy companionship.
I'm gonna drop the holy water for the onyx. Okay, so step one. Again, I don't have any camping skills that prevent nighttime ambush, so let's just focus on reducing stress. Alright, gallows humor worked on all but one of them. And I may as well have the man-at-arms maintain his equipment. And here's hoping we don't get another midnight surprise.
As the light gains purchase,
Alright, we lucked out of
spirits are
that.
lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And drop the anti-venom for the next relic. Okay. And gotta admit, the detour
The way
down
is
here,
lit.
whoa,
The path is clear.
wasn't completely
We
pointless
require
because
only the strength to follow
it
it.
got us a trapezahedron if it didn't, even if it didn't get us any of our objectives. And more torches. You ever feel like this game is making fun of you? Because I feel like the game is making fun of me right now. So our packs, laden with loot, are in fact kind of low on supplies. I forgot to return us to our original formation. Okay, let's start by preventing stress wave and demon and eldritch push and pull. In the meantime, while collect bounty can't one-shot him, it might bring him within one-shot range of crush, like that. So that's one, and that's the other. We still have to deal with one cultist though, and a fish. Ability hex on the cultist. Ooh. And again, marked or not, I think that the man-at-arms and the bounty hunter get to take care of the wide mouth together. Unfortunately, there's two in it. Unfortunately, the cultist survived pistol shot. Didn't survive crush, though. Funny, that. And Corbier gets to make up for not killing the cultist by finishing off the fish.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
All heirlooms, nothing we can use. And still no scouting. Barnacle chest. Yeah, it's not worth dropping anything for jade or for a stack of 250 gold. Whoa.
Curious is the trap maker's
Yeah,
art.
the occultist is having a bad
Efficacy
day.
unwitnessed by his own eyes.
And still no scouting. Plenty of violence, though. Alright. I'm not even gonna worry about marking targets for now. Alright, now I just need the man-at-arms to go before the thrall. And there we go. The thrall is done. Alright. Quick, heal yourself. Brickaville. Can't have you dying yet. Okay. It's the end of the Oracle. Now we just have to deal with the wide mouth. And we can stun him. And by stunning him, we also knock him into range of pistol shot. Setup and the payoff.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, I think this is the one you use holy water for, but we don't have any. And another hallway battle. These guys better be guarding something important. We've also been surprised a lot in this.
How quickly the tide turns.
And I was just surprised by that damage number. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Fortunately, it only takes one move action to get us back into formation. Unfortunately, the occultist kind of has his work cut out for him. The good news is this occultist is actually pretty good at healing people. Though I will admit, I'd be very nervous if I was at the hospital and my doctor walked in with a skull with a candle on it. That's the kind of thing that can make a guy nervous. Okay, I was hoping that would finish him off, but it didn't.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered
So,
pitch of
so the
battle.
doctor is like chanting occult and some kind of occult language with a skull with a candle on. I'm just gonna ask. Okay. Are you sure this is covered by my insurance? Are you sure? Oh. Seaward slash, man. that wasn't that bad of a seaward slash. We've been slashed worse than that.
This expedition at least promises success.
Are you sure about that? Missions have turned around faster than this. Okay, we finally have some scouting. Curio. Quest location. Okay. And there's a chest just past the quest location, which I'm just gonna...
A fortune.
Okay, it's not worth holding on. It's not worth grabbing citrine when the inventory is this full. Okay, we're almost there. Just a little more, guys. And the last quest location, I'll just drop the last shovel, grab the last relic.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Let us walk a few steps before asking us if we wanted to continue. Well, yeah, I'm gonna continue adventuring until I get the, I'm gonna drop the last shovel, so I'm not doing that barnacle-crusted chest. Though I haven't had any real luck with those chests today. So in going a little bit farther, we wind up in the arms of an Uea Crusher. Well, you see, there's a good thing about the Uea Crusher, which is it's very big. Because it is big, there is nowhere it can position itself to evade pistol shot. Let's reduce its damage, not that that will matter very much for arterial pinch. Fortunately, this time we only have to do a stress wave and seaward slash. And keeping this guy in the front means you won't use spear fishing, which means he can't screw up our formation. Which is good, because we're kind of particular about our formation with this team. Alright, weakening curse one more time. Get his protection all the way down to 0, and he's marked. And we get a low damage roll. And he uses Sea Breeze to more than cancel out the damage I just caused with pistol shot. Let's see if Collect Bounty has a bit more luck. Not really. That was still a pretty low damage roll. And there it goes. Speak of the arterial pinch and he shall appear. Though at least in this case... Wow, Evelyn is doing almost as much damage, with Crush as Corbiere did with pistol shot. This is what I mean. Evelyn gets shit done. He's like the most aggressive man-at-arms I've ever had.
A victory. Perhaps a turning point.
Healing's full, because I don't want to have to do a stress wave. That also clears all corpses. And that's the end of the Oracle. I've come to collect. And I don't want this guy to get one more turn, and I can't one-shot him with Crush, so we'll do that. Now let's open a vein if we can find one. And this time Boneth attempts to get the kill and is not successful, which means Evelyn gets the kill again. She needs to start calling him Evelyn the Finisher.
Seize this momentum.
Evelyn
Push on to the task's end.
Okay. It's an heirloom chest, so it might only have heirlooms, and it only has heirlooms.
Measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Well, let's get out of here. And we accumulated a decent amount of loot. Okay, 12,000. That's more than decent. It's just I counted the big stuff last. And we've got plenty of people. Evelyn didn't level up. Boneth has a natural eye. That's completely useful. That's very useful for a man-at-arms who only uses melee skills to have +5 accuracy to ranged skills. He's also compulsive. That can be a problem. Alright, Corbiere is a Warren's adventurer that replaced Clotter. Most of those aren't a big deal. Most of those quirks don't really change things very much.
A finely crafted instrument of butchery and bloodshed. Yours for the taking.
Okay. I'm gonna give Boneth that one, even though it's not... It wouldn't be that expensive. The other thing is, where is, Where's Cardinal? I need to upgrade at least her armor. In addition to upgrading her skills. I was kind of gradually retraining Cardinal because we don't have the gold to retrain her all at once. And... okay, Boneth's skills can't improve that much. Okay. And... Brickaville can't really improve at all, and he needs some stress treatment. Let's place Brickaville in stress treatment, and... Boneth in disease treatment, because wasting sickness by itself isn't that bad, but the reduced disease resistance means he's more likely to get something else if I send him on another mission. Alright. And... let's see. Actually, the last thing I want to do that involves spending money is put Ansgot in here to lock it to, let's see, do I want to lock in Hard Noggin or Evasive? Either one would cost the same. I'll go with Hard Noggin. That puts us a little low on money, but that's okay, because we have an antiquarian. And for what will probably be our final mission of the episode... let's see, I can get All Saints' Day again. And get the double-edged pendant, which is actually pretty good for a Hellion. Or I can do a short mission to get the scouting whistle. I'm gonna go for All Saints' Day for a third time this episode. So, Phyton in position 4, Linon the Crusader, Avik the Hellion in position 1, and our other, whatever the name of this class is, our other Bounty Hunter in position 3. Okay. And do the usual rigmarole, unequip the trinkets, sort them by character class restriction, equip them to the people that they belong to. We already know what the, antiquarian's getting. And once again, I will give the Ancestor's portrait to the bounty hunter as soon as I find the portrait. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, for the Crusader... give him the Swordsman's Crest, and... let's see... yeah, I'll give him the Swordsman's Crest and the Paralyzer's Crest. Alright, and for the Hellion... we don't really have any good Hellion-specific equipment, though. Heaven's Hairpin is pretty okay because of the extra accuracy, mainly. I really need to treat Avik's Torn Rotator, though. But she also gets the Ancestor's Pen for the extra damage and critical for melee skills. And let's just knock this one out relatively quickly. Grab a couple of keys, a couple of torches, or a couple of shovels, a little flickering, some food, more flickering. Well, holy water, not that much holy water. Some bandages, some antivenom. I will not forget the torches. I will not forget the torches. No matter how much you flicker at me, you're not making me forget the torches. Alright, and let us begin. If you live for risk and darkness, by all means, bring few torches. What did I say about sometimes it feels like the game is mocking you?
There is power in symbols. Collect the scattered scraps of faith, and give comfort to the masses.
Okay, so Curio. Quest location. Okay, so we're going right at the fork. And frankly, the reason why we're doing the All Saints' Day thing and collecting the holy relics and giving them to the Abbey is just to convince them to let us bring an antiquarian in here and loot everything. Otherwise, I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate us taking everything that isn't nailed down and selling it. And Avik narrowly avoids being gravely nibbled.
With impunity.
So she decides to take out her frustrations on the other maggot.
Another one falls.
You make fighting maggots sound like it's some
Remind
epic
yourself
mission.
that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Like, I swear, the Ancestor could make anything sound epic. Like you take a slice of bread and put it in the toaster as like more fuel for the fire. Like, this guy could make anything sound epic. Start with festering vapors on the Acolyte. And our old friend Iron Swan.
Decimated.
And let's see, you probably can't one-shot the Brawler, but you know what? I'll risk it. I probably should not have done that. We have to do a Tempting Goblet again. Oh, I can use Wicked Hack. Yeah, and Avik is endeavoring to prove that no one else needs to be here and that she can just handle it all by herself. Frankly, she's doing a good job. Okay, let's get Fortifying Vapors for the Antiquarian. And they're really going all in on the stress for the Antiquarian. We got Stressful Incantation and Tempting Goblet.
Continually
Of course, the thing about the nobles is they're rather fragile.
Them all.
Lacking a main healer, the Antiquarian is the main healer. Frankly, with the Candle of Life, she's actually pretty good at it.
Destroyed.
And yeah, Smite probably won't one-shot, but it could. And Rampart, I mean Dead Weight. Well, they're basically the same thing. I'm actually going to stick with Fortifying Vapors. Because she could finish off the Bone Defender, but so can the Bounty Hunter. Actually, I have a better idea. Bounty Hunter can finish off the Acolyte.
Give them no quarter.
And then we can just smite the defender and miss. And have to have another round anyway. And that's how you use your final turn. You miss. This is your last chance to accomplish something before you die, and
Their
you miss.
formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright. I don't think that we can find antiques by interacting with the reliquary, but let's find out. Well, we didn't this time. That doesn't really prove
the promise
that we
of
can't.
safety.
Let's go this way. Got a confessional. Whoa, and a trap. Trap right next to the confessional box. That just seems like bad sportsmanship. Oh. Walk in. Oh, there's nothing here. There's actually a reliquary in the room. I just completely walked right past the artifact, left the room. Yep, that's why I'm in charge. That's why I'm in charge. I am gifted at missing things that are right in front of me. Just tried to walk right past the quest objective.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Of course, I pretty much spent this entire series demonstrating my talent for failing to notice things that are right in front of me. Fortunately, I do notice the skeletons that are in front of me. Okay. Let's start by getting rid of one of the Armlusts, which is going to take 2 turns apparently. I actually have a plan for dealing with the defender. Let's start by marking him for death. Right. And yeah, Phaeton, the antiquarian, you are our main healer. Get used to it. And I can't quite one-shot. That's two guys I just barely didn't kill. Well, had to happen sooner or later. But now I should be able to one-shot the defender thanks to the reduced protection and the extra damage from the mark. Okay. This is one that warrants Festering Vapors. Festering Vapors will kill, but not only will it kill, because the soldier's dying of life, he won't leave a corpse.
Annihilated.
Which means the Aura Blast will be within range of Smite. Smite, not
Slowly,
Blight.
gently. This is how a life is taken.
This might one-shot, and it did.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
And scouting. Curio? Curio. Okay. May as well open the early chest, see if it has anything useful in it. Nope. Okay, this is confirmed to be a curio, not just a, not a quest location. And the crate's empty. And it's not made of, like, antique mahogany or something that we can sell. And more maggots. Is it weird that the maggots are the enemies I wonder about the most?
Blossoms.
Like, I can at least sort of understand how most of the other enemies ended up the way that they are, but the maggots and the spiders kind of confuse me. Like, were there just always giant insects in this area, and that has nothing to do with what's going on, or were they caused by this somehow? I appreciate the generous scouting. I am going to go for this treasure, too. Even though it will mean backtracking. And hunger. Not bothering with this curio, though. But, if a room has treasure in it, we may as well go for it. Even if it means fighting skeletons. Frankly, you can't get a cup of coffee around here without fighting some skeletons. Finish him does 8 to 15. It could kill the courtier, and it did. Okay, let's see if we can follow that up with an Iron Swan on the Acolyte. Almost. But the almost means I might be able to finish her off with Festering Vapors. It's nice when the Antiquarian manages to do something. And the Rabble's barely a threat, but we may as well get rid of him.
Great is the weapon
and that's
that
the end of
cuts
the
on its
Acolyte.
own.
Antiquarian, heal thyself. Oh! And Avik continues on her quest to prove that she's the only one who's necessary.
Push on to the task's end.
Also, we already have a completely full inventory, so we're taking all bets. What do you think the odds are that we run into the collector again during this mission? I'm taking all bets. Post your bet in the comment section of whether or not you think we're going to run into the collector again. If you win, I'll give you appreciation.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Finally, he's saying that when it actually applies. I swear he's biased in favor of saying wealth beyond measure when you find something that isn't really valuable, like a torch. Though I don't know, I've discovered from experience of trying to live without them, torches are pretty valuable. Sometimes all you need is a torch. And we have a trap coming up, and I'm going to risk letting the Antiquarian try to disarm it, because successfully disarming the trap will lower her stress level a little bit, and the Antiquarian being afflicted would be bad. Alright, let's just dissolve the ashes of a dead person. Not disrespectful at all. Just to collect loot. And, oh, and our first madman of the episode. It's been a while since we've seen one of them. 7 to 13, so just barely not enough to kill the bone soldier. But that means that festering vapors will get him. An Iron Swan will almost certainly get the Courtier. And Smite would need a critical to one-shot him, so let's just stun the Defender. Okay, we still have to deal with the Madman, but fortunately the Madman's the only one who gets a turn. Unfortunately, I'm a little concerned about the Antiquarian's mental state. Working in a museum really does not prepare you for this. Wait, accusation can cause damage?
The birthplace of
I never noticed that before. Alright. Well, if it bleeds, can definitely cause damage. As can finishing. Okay, that leaves just the Bone Defender. Who manages to survive with a single hit point. We get a chance to actually cause some damage to the Hellion. Force of Devilry. Well, this time Bernier gets the finishing blow.
Ghoulish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
And even more scouting. And we found the last quest location. Got one more hallway battle. So, moment of truth time. Post your answer in the comments. Is this hallway battle going to be the Collector? I'm going with yes. And in preparation, I'm lighting up a torch. And I'm wrong. I am wrong. It's just bandits. Alright. Not much point in doing anything else. Just go with Nervous Stab. As usual, Iron Swan on the fragile enemy in the back. Iron Swan is a bit more effective when it manages to hit. And let's just stun the Bloodletter. Which means we still have to deal with both Shank and Blanket Fire. Fortunately, Blanket Fire isn't all that accurate. Neither is Slice and Dice, apparently. I was expecting Shank, but... You'd need a critical to kill the Cutthroat. Okay, that's the end of the Fusilier. That's the end of the Bloodletter.
The greater the glory.
And now we deal with Shank. Okay, so he eventually managed to hit somebody. Smite the corpse. And unfortunately, it's not gone yet. Finish him. That'll take
Success
care of that.
so clearly in view.
So they managed to do a total of
Or is
3
it
damage and
merely a
inflict
trick
bleeding.
of the light?
Not even a room battle. Just the quest, just the objective. Well, you're gonna need to drop something, and that something is torches. And let's take our haul and get out of here. Made a decent profit off of this mission.
Tokens of
Good,
hope
we're gonna need the money.
recovered from the encroaching dark.
This is all just meant to make it up to the Abbot for all the trouble we've all been causing with all these uncouth, violent types gathering in the hamlet and fighting unholy monsters. He sent me a very strongly worded letter. I'm just trying to calm him down. And we found the Black Plague. The Hellion has the Black Plague. Ooh, a Slugger Crusader. That's actually very good. And another person has Hylomania. Though I'm gonna be honest, the Antiquarian having Hylomania is kind of appropriate.
Faith-fueled charity. It will not last.
And the Antiquarian can get stress treatment for free. Alright. Let's spend some of the gold that we got. Alright, Cardinal gets some treatment. I believe Boneth is maxed out. What about, where is he? Brickaville. Nope, he's maxed out too. Let's see about his abilities, though. Those are also maxed out. I think Boneth is too. For the most part. Well, I'm gonna quick level up Cardinal all the way up in the skills that I need her to be leveled up in. Like I said, some of you may already know what I'm planning on doing with this character. Let's see. None of her quirks are really that important. Let's look at Bonnet. Whoa! Whoa, my mouse just went crazy for a second. Oh, I accidentally hit the... I accidentally hit the DPI button on my mouse. Like, increased my mouse sensitivity. Oops. Okay, Boneth. None of his quirks are that important. What about, where is he? Greekaville. You're stout, tough. Oh, that's that important either. So, not sure what specifically to upgrade, but with several missions under our belt and being most of the way through preparing for our final assault on the Darkest Dungeon, this is going to be the end for this part. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.